All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Horseshoe Talk, our show covering the Indianapolis Colts. There's a lot of work here. So, Friday, September 9th weekend. Actually, we got one day, basically, a couple days before yesterday. You had the NFL kickoff. Now the Colts kick off there against Sunday at Houston Texans. I know the Colts are about a touchdown favorite. Well, we did hear some news about some players being out, but what are you thinking about this Colts game coming up on Sunday?
I'm excited, I've been coming up into this week. I've been real excited to see what the offense is going to do, but now I've kind of changed after seeing the way Buffalo's defense played last night. Now I'm kind of more interested in what the coach is going to look like and see if they can dominate. I definitely want to see what the wide receivers can do. I know that they've been saying that they got some different schemes they're putting in with the running backs and different things. So I'm real excited for the game. I think the coach is going to have a good season. Hopefully, definitely at least a playoff season, and hopefully maybe a little further than that.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to get the season kicked off. It's just hard to watch the preseason games. You can't put a whole lot of stock into it, and we saw you can't put too much stock into what the team done last year as well. We saw that last night where you had the Rams who were Super Bowl champions last year, and in that game last night they totally got dominated. They wouldn't have scored a point if it wasn't for basically Buffalo giving them those 10 points there in the toward the end of the first half. Or that game might have been 40, close to 50-0.
Yeah, at least, very least, 21-0. Very least. I mean, I expected that game to be close, but I told you 5, 6, 7 weeks ago, I did not see the Rams make it. It just don't happen a lot. Back, had a good year last year, but and it wasn't necessarily the best team. I think I think Buffalo might have been the best team in the last year. That always won't matter. That don't mean the Rams can get hot again at the end of the year, and but, it's different. I think you can't say that about New England. I've seen a lot of other teams when they win a Super Bowl, they just don't come back here. And I'm not expecting that with the Rams. You never know.
Yeah, it's hard to repeat the NFL. I think it's probably harder to repeat the NFL than most sports. And I think one reason is in the NBA, you have a whole, yeah, you can win that NBA championship in the next season. You have a whole season. You have 82 games to figure out what you have to do to try to get back there. Or in the NFL, you don't. You have what, 17 games in the season, but I mean, every game matters so much in the NFL about getting into the playoffs and setting yourself up for success. If you can get that bye, you get that number one seed, get that bye. That gives you a pretty big advantage.
NFL, I know Tom Brady gets a lot of credit and everything. He deserves a lot. Don't get me wrong, but he don't do it on his own. He got good players on offense, good players on playmakers, and so you need enough of those in the NFL. That's 22 players on the field. I don't know if that's on your offense.
Mhm.
In the NBA, you only got 5 players, and most teams are what, 7, 8, 9 deep. So you got to have a lot more good players in the NFL. So I think it's harder to repeat, and also more injuries. So, yeah, I think it's tougher in the NFL probably
That's a good point. That's a good point that you make. Though, 'cause in the NFL, you got 11 guys on the field for each team at the same time. There's 22 players on like basketball, for example, 5 on each team. If you say you did, we're both superstars. We're both superstars. If they just get a couple decent players around us, we have a chance to compete and get if you get the 7 game series, maybe even win it. If us two go off all the time. It's not like that in football. You can have a quarterback like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, them guys that be the best quarterback in the league, and your offense score 50 points a game. You still might not make it to the Super Bowl and even win the Super Bowl, let alone repeat.
You could be the best quarterback in the league and not have an offensive line. Can't get nothing done because
Well, I know people say I'm saying this because I'm a homer, but just think how many Super Bowls the Colts might have had a chance to win. They had Peyton Manning there if they would have had a defense. That was, I mean, if you look at our playoff losses, yeah, some of the playoff losses, Manning didn't play great. That's 100% that's 100% true. But there's also playoff losses where our offense scored 28 to 35 points and we still lost. And if your offense scores 30 points and get 30 points, especially in a playoff game, you can't lose those.
Go back to everybody wants to give the Matt Ryan a lot of trouble about the Atlanta Falcons because they were the Super Bowl. They were 28 points. They scored 28 points. One Matt Ryan's fault.
I think that collapse was, I think, some of it was coaching. And once in any game, man, if you have the momentum and you're cruising and you lose that momentum like they did, it's hard to get that momentum back. And New England started getting that momentum, and it seemed like they tensed up a little bit. Like, okay, we got to do something. Well, then when you do that, you make little mistakes that just compound.
But they went in the second half to change the game plan. They had to doing what they were doing. And then once they got in trouble, they couldn't go back.
I think in the second half they were playing the time clock instead of playing New England.
They were just playing the
Yeah, they're trying to look. They wanted to run that timeout. That's what they were trying to do. Let's run this timeout, and you can't do that against any team, but not especially a team like New England with Brady and Belichick.
and it is. Oh, people don't understand. Just one or two plays different for Atlanta. They can go. They do hold on. So that's, I'm excited for this weekend. There's a lot of games, especially coach. A lot of good games. Should be interesting. Want to see what the defense. I didn't say that earlier, 2 or 3 weeks ago, but now after seeing Buffalo play with their defense dominated, I want to see our defense. I want to see some of the defensive linemen that are going to cause havoc up front. Or linebacker, which I know they're going to hit. They announced when they're going to play, so that worries me a little bit. But Colts have been pretty good at being able to put in people to fill holes. So hopefully, Taylor don't miss too long. If he's got to miss, I'd rather miss now and get healthy,
Yeah,
be ready for the rest of the season.
yeah. If you have to miss this the time you want to miss, it sucks. It sucks that he didn't get back. I was on the fence on whether he was going to get back or not because when you have any kind of procedure, especially a back procedure, to have it that close to the season, I just didn't know if he was going to get enough time. And to me, you're not 100% sure that he's ready. Why put him out there in week one? Because you can't win a Super Bowl in week one or make it or win the playoffs in week one. But you can definitely screw up your chances to make the playoffs quite a bit in week one if you send Leonard out there and he gets a season-ending injury. I mean, you send him out there too soon, he ends up with a season-ending injury. That changes the whole outlook on things. And I'm not saying you can get injured doing anything, but I'd rather know he's 100% before I put him out there. Just maybe he won't get hurt again.
I know some Colts fans might think, "Oh, we're playing the Texans. We're not real great. We're playing at Texas Stadium." And the other thing is, it's division. Well, the first 6 or 7 games, they've got 4 or 5 division games to make a break your season. And this first 6 or 7 game run, if you go out there and have to bed against your division, it'll be over quick.
Especially as deep as the AFC is this year. I mean, AFC is deep with good teams.
You have to win all your division games this first 6 or 7 game run.
Setting yourself
You
up good.
set yourself up very well.
Yeah, setting yourself up real well, but you just don't. But you can go out there and you play a guy too early, or you get one of your superstars hurt, then you're setting yourself up for failure. And it sucks because Leonard, in my opinion, is right there as being the best linebacker in the league. And the way he's played, and you know what the scary thing is? I read reports that they said he hasn't been healthy. He hasn't had a healthy ankle since his rookie season. Look at the numbers that he's put up, and if he's going out on a bad ankle, just think what that dude might be capable of if he is 100% healthy.
I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, we get off to a good start. I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win by 10 points.
I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. I'm looking forward to it. Got a lot of games coming up this weekend. I think the Colts for the key for the Colts, one is going to be their offense as well. I mean, that's not the main key, but one of the keys is, I shouldn't say, one of the things I'm interested in is their offense and what it looks like with Matt Ryan running it. Because one thing, one thing I've took out of this offseason is the things that you hear. I think Carson Wentz might be a terrible leader. Just because the way you hear these Colts players and the Colts coaches in the front office talk about Matt Ryan and how much different things are with him and everything. It sounds like to me that Carson Wentz just might not. He might just not know how to lead.
Yeah, it sounded that way. I didn't, I know the owner got upset with him. I ain't heard the coach say a lot, coach, but the owner said a lot. And, he got broke, but I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. And recently, I've read some stuff. The coach, best receiver, come out and said it's night and day. It ain't just out there calling plays, running plays, uh, demanding to be who you're supposed to be, doing what you're supposed to do,
Yeah,
and doing every little thing that you're supposed to be doing, and not in an asshole way. Where you can make everybody clear day one what he expects and what he's going to do. So and everybody Taylor, everybody seems to be on the same page. All the players, they love the guy and they show great leadership.
yeah,
Everybody's asking. I've seen an interview with Taylor asking what his goals was for the season. I only got one goal in the NFL, and that's what so pushing the leader, all that stuff. He wants to be a champion. That's what it should be.
yeah. That's what you want to hear from the guy. And not only from like Colts players, but even if you look back, I didn't even think about this a whole lot last year. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought Carson Wentz was going to come to Indy and play better than what he did. I still don't think he played terrible, but he did have his moment, and we collapsed at the end of the season. And when he collapsed to a team like Jacksonville like that, somebody has to pay the price for it. And there's just I think Reich had enough build up with her to say that Reich wasn't going to go last year. Now, I do think there's a chance that Reich could go this year, but what I was going to is with Wentz. You remember back when he played in Philadelphia, you used to hear things about his offensive line wasn't going to block for him, and they did. So I mean, he had problems. Well, the reports came out about him having problems getting along with people and stuff
Yeah,
in Philadelphia. So you didn't hear a whole lot about that in Indianapolis, but Indianapolis does a good job of keeping stuff behind doors. And now you're starting to hear a little bit more about oh, it sounds like he was a very good leader for the Colts.
it's weird how things can change and how things happen. But let's say once that first season, don't get hurt, and they go on and win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
He's the one playing. Everything's different for him. So it just he gets injured. They bring the backup quarterback in, who wins the Super Bowl. Maybe that changes personnel. Who knows what happened? Maybe he got bitter because of that. And you looking over your shoulder because somebody takes your job. You can't blame the backup quarterback. Bowles came in and did his job what he was supposed to do, and made a lot of money.
actually done more than what he was supposed to do. Really, I mean, how many times the backup quarterback going to come in and win you a Super Bowl?
A couple of times, not very often.
And especially the way it happened with him, because it happened just a couple of games left in the regular season. He was able to keep it going. Not only that, not able to just keep it going. Wentz was on the. A lot of people thought Wentz was going to be the MVP of the league that year. He was playing at MVP
He
level. I
was.
mean,
He was. That's a sad thing to happen. He gets hurt that early in his career, and like I said, put MVP level. I don't have a problem with it.
I don't either.
I hope he does well at Washington.
You know how I feel about him in Washington.
I think Washington will do really well. I think Washington's got some weapons, and we'll see. This is a big opportunity. If he don't do it here, I think he's about done.
If you don't do good here, I would say his chances as a starting quarterback are probably gone. He might still be able to get a job somewhere as a backup, and then you never know if something happens. You get in there and play well, you might earn yourself a starting job. I think just to get a starting job, I don't think this going to work out. I think from here on, he's going to be looked at mainly as a backup quarterback. And I think Washington's going to win that division this year. Everybody's sold on Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. I'm not sold on Jalen Hurts. Cowboys are the Cowboys. They'll do Cowboys things. They find ways. It seems like they find ways to lose games. Uh, I like Ron Rivera. I like Washington. I like Washington's coach Rivera. That's one of the reasons that I'm high on Washington. Is him. They got good defense. They got some weapons. They got McLaurin at wide receivers. So it ain't like he's walking into an empty cupboard.
The quarterback I like to see well this year. So, first one, first round. The other ones I like to see those do well. I would like to see Giants quarterback do well. I think he gets way too much blame for their teams not doing good. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say he's a superstar. He's not. And he gets in there and he tries to do way too much because he's not the team anymore. I would like to see him do well. There was another one. Oh, Baker Mayfield. I would like to see Baker do well this year. Get himself. I don't think he got a.
Oh shit! Sorry about that. We got some breaking news. I know this isn't culture, but isn't culture related. But Dana White announced live on Instagram that Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson will now be the headline for UFC 279 tomorrow night. And that Kazmat Chimaev versus Kevin Holland is going to be the co-main event. So instead of Ferguson fighting Holland, or no, so Ferguson was fighting England, but it's Holland fighting Rodriguez. Holland is going to fight Chimaev now. Diaz is going to fight Ferguson. Diaz and Ferguson fight should be a straight brawl. They're going to go at it. It'll be fun to watch, even though either one of them right now are what I would say title contenders. I mean, either one of them are championship contenders at this stage in their career. Ferguson, to me, he's on his way out. He can't take damage no more. Diaz, you just never know how committed he is to fight, and he's getting old.
Not really about yeah, about guys that did it great. I don't feel his chances.
I don't think so. Just because it was his first time. It ain't like he's been a guy that had trouble making weight. Well, and I'm we're not 100% sure yet, but I guess they've had some coming out that maybe he might be hurt. Yeah. So it might be some health stuff. So due to that, that he might have not been able to lose the weight. Yeah. 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 So, now, if he goes out here and he was to lose to Holland, yeah, he's going to kill it. But he's an undefeated guy and everything. I think he'll still get in the fight. Now he might have to fight another fight before he gets. Yeah, I hadn't heard that. I just got a text message today. Hey, did you see what happened? I said no, and right, thanks, Bart, for that right sent to me. What's up? What's up, Jay? How you doing, man? Jay McLovin.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, how about back to the culture real quick? And in the defense, I think Colts defense is going to be real strong. Of course, we're not going to have Leonard this weekend. But Buckner, Buckner, you know, but with Buckner up front, man, I think he's one. Besides Leonard, he's one of our most important pieces. You've seen the difference of our run defense when he's in there and not in there. And we add Gilmore on the back end with the guys we already had. I think that the Colts defense is going to be a lot scarier than what people are giving it credit for. They were a strong defense last year.
It's supposed to be a lot better, especially with the one guy that they had up there. Think of the game right now. I think that's really a good.
So, yeah,
They're expecting. A lot of people expect him to have maybe 20 points. Big things for defense. Like I said, after seeing what Buffalo did last night on defense, I'm excited to see our defense. Maybe even more on offense. I've been worried about the offense.
said I'm good. Shared the show 60 times. Let's go.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Hey, we appreciate it, man. Yeah, I agree with you on that with the defense. Kind of offense is what I'm worried about. I say worried. Like I'm concerned most of the because we're wide receiving. I think Pittman's going to be a good player. I just don't know if he's ready to be that number one guy yet. Especially, there's differences being a number one guy and being a number one guy on the team, a young a young receiving core that don't have nobody else to help free you up.
I think I really do. I like him when I see him play at USC. I really like that guy. I talked to him before the coach ever got him. I really like him. Same thing about Taylor. We had talked about Taylor for 2 years before he come out. So I think he's a number one.
Yep.
Hopefully Ryan's the
And I think also if you guys can stay healthy though too, that's the other thing. Like Paris Campbell, I think has the ability to be an X factor type player. His speed and everything. And when he's been in the game, he's made plays. The problem is every time he gets in the game, makes a play, he gets hurt. If he can stay healthy, that's going to help. We need somebody else. We need Mo Alley Cox. Mo Alley Cox needs to step up at tight end and have a big season. And if that happens, I think that'll really help our receiving.
yeah, never gets started with that. Well, hospital and a lot of things to say about Ryan. Maybe again, hopefully Ryan's out. I got a question for James still out there. Hey, what's your prediction for the Dallas game this weekend? Score wise, who wins and what's the score? I know what he thinks about his Cowboys.
Hey, didn't ask him about the Cowboys because he ain't as long winded when you ask him about the Cowboys. When you ask him about the Astros,
Why'd you bring it up? Why'd you bring the Astros up?
talk about the Astros and the Yankees. It'd be a good conversation. Yeah, but I think you're going at it in there. Hey, what baseball's going to be interesting this year in the playoffs. But, when we'll talk about that too. What's the Colts? I think the key for them tomorrow is get your running game going. If you get your running game going, play and Matt Ryan will be able to introduce the play action. One thing I do like about Matt Ryan, I think he's better at the win. Is he don't make as many of the stupid ass boneheaded plays. You don't see Wentz make sometimes. Wentz get it wasn't that he was just doing it on purpose. He get in trouble and he's trying to do too much, trying to anything he could to get out of trouble. Then that's when he'd make the throw for interception. But Ryan, I think with his experience, just the way he plays a little bit safer style of football than what Wentz does. Yeah, so I think that'll cut down some maybe turnovers you get some of them weird ass plays that we have.
He's the best player. Really didn't keep up a whole lot this year.
They really didn't have the way they got left with their salary cap issue after O'Brien. They really didn't. They just really didn't have no options. They didn't have no money, didn't have no picks. Well, that's one thing about Texas. With Lovie Smith as a coach, they're going to come and play. They're not just going to roll over and quit. They might not have the talent to keep up with a lot of these teams, but they're going to come out and they're going to give you their best shot. No, they just still pretty good last
No help at all.
That's
How good this guy.
what kind of surprised me that more people or more teams went interested and go after him to try to get him. Some of these teams like Carolina that needed a quarterback, why not maybe take a chance on him? Seattle. For Geno Smith. I guess Geno Smith. Are you kidding me? I mean, when was the last time Geno Smith was even never even been relevant? And uh, the New York Giants. New York Giants with that Dayball who was real good with the young quarterback. Uh, I know you got Jones. And I'm not. I think Jones. I still believe Jones should be a quarterback in the league. I really do. He's shown the ability. He just has to make some of the boneheaded turnovers. But if Dable didn't believe in him, I think Mills would have been a great guy for them to go after with Dable because it's just the way Dable's good at developing. And look, like you said, look what he did with the Texans, which is a terrible team. I mean, you put the Texans roster and the Giants roster to be next to each other. Everybody's going to pick the Giants roster. I know the Giants haven't won anything either, but it's still a better roster than the Texans on. I'm interested to see what happens there. Say the Colts and hopefully this will happen. Say the Colts don't make the playoffs or get put out of the playoffs after the first game. Do you think both Reich and Ballard might be on the hot seat? I think Colts don't make the playoffs or lose the very first game playoffs. I think Frank Reich is probably gone. I don't think Ballard's gone because I think Ballard can stand on. Hey, I've drafted a good roster, and I put together a good roster, and he has some arguments that he has.
I think the only way that both of them
There'd be a full clap.
are
Have a losing record.
real bad, then you might see it. They only go like 9-8.
Yeah, I think Irsay's starting to get a little impatient. I think that's one of the reasons that Wentz isn't there anymore. He's getting a little impatient. I think he knows, hey, we got, or he believes, hey, we got a good roster that can compete, but you only have that window for so long with that roster before you got to start paying other guys. You lose some of them.
Those stat guys out there, I wonder if there's a team that much experience. Even really probably have. We're very
I really can't think of anybody. The Giants didn't have a real great receiving core when they beat the Patriots.
Ravens weren't that good. They won the defense.
I think that might be one too. They didn't have a whole lot of receivers.
It was more of a running team.
Had Dilfer's probably no disrespect to Dilfer. He's probably one of the worst quarterbacks that's won the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Probably won't get some
McMahon wasn't a great quarterback. You had a great defense, but he didn't make the stupid plays to beat themselves.
fans love it.
You know, so that's 100% true. And like Dilfer, he wasn't a great football player, but he was a good he was good at managing the game. If you have a good defense, you can play that way and you can compete. You wasn't going to lose the game for the Ravens. He might not necessarily win the game for him, but he wasn't going to lose the game for him. And if you have a great defense like that, if you have a quarterback that don't lose the game for you, you're going to have a shot to go on a deep run. But Winston, yes, me too. He was getting off to a good start last year, and then got hurt. I think people are forgetting about how good he was playing last year before he got hurt. He was playing some good football. I think he only had like 3 turnovers or something like that. That's what people. Oh, he threw 30 interceptions this season. Nobody wants to. Okay, yeah, he did throw 30 interceptions. How many touchdowns did he throw in that season? 30, 32. It's not easy to throw touchdowns in the NFL. If you can throw 30 something touchdowns in the NFL, you're a pretty damn good quarterback. And another thing about his interceptions, yes, they were up. I remember whose system he was playing under too. Almost every quarterback that plays under Bruce Arians' system, their interceptions are up some. Don't get me wrong, it should have been no 30 interceptions, but they get up some because you can't. That offensive style takes a lot of risk. Throwing the ball down. I mean, even Tom Brady struggled to adjust to that first when he first got to Tampa Bay that year. Remember those games that they went to a 3-4 game stretch. Their offense was terrible because all they wanted to do was try to throw the ball down the field.
He's not what he was.
One thing that worries me about them a little bit is losing your head coach. You lose Peyton because to me, Peyton's probably a top 5 coach in the NFL. So it should. I think I'm just hoping that Dennis Allen learns something too. He's in a lot better situation this time than he was last time as head coach. He was with the Raiders. The Raiders were a dumpster fire when he went there. Now you're with a Saints team that didn't have a great record last year, but was a pretty good team last year when they had a quarterback. You can't. I think the Saints will be pretty good.
they've had a lot of problems with the organization. Great. They got a lot of talent on that team. They can come together. They've got players.
Oh, yeah.
Not better than what most people think. They just could be for a long while.
And the, and the worries me about the Raiders. That coach.
I understand.
I know everybody sold on that Daniels.
He proved himself to be
Yeah, he was terrible as head coach in Buffalo, and plus, yeah, plus he backed out on us. So I
I'm not rooting. I'm not rooting for him. I mean, I understand.
Yeah.
Raiders have a lot of.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I was going through where the AFC is so deep this year that it's going to be harder to sneak in as a wild card with a bad record.
Really deep NFC league. It's not open yet. I don't think Green Bay. Everybody says I don't think Green Bay is as good as what they were last year. I don't think it was good.
Yeah, on paper, you really can't say they're as good as they were last year. They lost the best team.
So, and the coach you know was really brought in to replace him. So, yeah, I think that maybe this will be invite them to Orleans or things. I think a lot of people can't face it.
They're not just have their offensive line right now. It's injured so much, man. And I mean, any quarterback. I mean, if you get pressure up the middle on Brady, that's when he has trouble.
He get banged up.
According to what I just read, it makes me think that Phil Leonard for the Colts might only miss this opening week. If you don't know, if you're a Colts fan, you don't know he had a back procedure, spinal back procedure done in the offseason and got released off physically unable to perform this just last week. So I don't. What I'm reading on it, I don't think it's that he couldn't have played this week. I think it's more of a let's give him more time on the field at practice and get a little bit better game shape before we throw him out there. Since he missed so much off season stuff, I think that's more of what it is. And I'm happy, like we were talking earlier before we got started. I'm happy with that because you don't win a championship in week 1 or 2, but you can definitely lower your chances of trying to get the playoffs in week 1 or week 2 if you get a bunch of injuries, especially to the right players. And he's one of those guys.
Yeah,
If we lose him for the season, that's really going to affect our defense. And I think he might have a chance to be right there for the defensive MVP. This dude's been balling out, and then now you're coming out that he's never really been healthy. This is going to be as healthy as he's been since his rookie year. On offense, I got to play against him. That's scary. He's all over the place. That's what I like about him. You see the football, you see there. I call him Darius better. You see him there. Almost every play, he's by the football. Hopefully he can stay there. Some have overweight, lineup is shuffled. Now Yingling's going to face Rodriguez. They've changed the fights all around. You shuffle the fight so
no, we got
no.
everything.
I'll tell you what, I ain't mad if they're gonna have Diaz versus Ferguson. I mean, it's not. Don't get me wrong, neither one of the title contenders anymore. But Diaz has always been one of my favorite fighters. Ferguson's been one of my favorite fighters to watch because of the style he fights.
We got credit. They did a good job. They rushing the decision. Helped everybody. Not all promoters are that smart. Seen that here recently.
Yeah.
It's another sport. Another thing. They at the time and
I wonder why they didn't. Maybe they just didn't want to be in the main event. I guess I would think would be why they didn't just go ahead and have Diaz and have that fight. You've seen that before, and you get a finish the first
main event. A pound or two.
Tony Ferguson's opening up as a -140 favorite over Diaz. Maya's opening as a -420 favorite against Holland in the main event. And both the main event and co are both to be 5 round fights. So that I do like that. And Sing Lang is a underdog against Rodriguez. I had Holland beating Rodriguez. Had Lang Ferguson. Had Maya beat Diaz. But now Ferguson and Diaz, that's going to be a war. I hope it goes all 5 rounds. There's going to be that's gonna be a fun one to check out. Yeah, if you're a UFC fan, we'll be live tomorrow at 8 Eastern. We'll cover the prelims, and then at 10 Eastern, the UFC starts. Come join us for that tomorrow night. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Guns and Sports Room. And it's Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this, you're a Colts fan. So Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to do, I guess we call it a watch party, watch along, whatever, for the Colts game. We'll be watching the game, talking about it. Come join us for that this Sunday at 1 Eastern. Should be a good time. Looking forward to getting the Colts started. And you have football all day. My favorite time of the year, and Sunday's going to be a fun one. I think the key for the Colts this year is health. If we stay healthy, I think we'll be all right. And we have one of the best running backs in the league. We have a good running game for offensive line and him. I still can't believe Lindsay's on the practice squad. That's surprising. I thought he was going to come over and maybe help a little bit. You know, I mean, him being on the practice squad means how that be all that good.
He could go.
Or maybe he's been banged up a little bit. Folks knew he wasn't fully healthy, and they're like, "We want to keep him, and we'll put him on the practice squad, so he's not taking up one of the roster spots. And once he gets going, we can break him up."
And that can be one of the
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really interested to see what the hell this scheme is and all. And all this I keep hearing. I've been hearing about all this shit. You never really heard the Colts talk like that. And that's all you keep hearing is what Ogletree was going to be a big part of this and this. You never hear stuff like that. Well, he's not going to be a part of nothing else. He got hurt. Like Naeem Hines, for example. I've heard there's going to be a bunch of new wrinkles with him. Well, why wasn't we doing this stuff last year? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I can remember last. I told you. I've been telling you for a years. I just need to be on the field and be receiver in the slot somewhere on his hand. Will also take pressure off. Okay, I told you that.
I didn't understand what some of the. That's one thing about Wright. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. He's not a bad coach. He gets talked about how great of a coach he is, and don't get me wrong. I think he's a good coach. There's some of the stuff he does. Just, I mean, he's done with the Colts. Colts just like 2 years ago when in the playoffs against Buffalo, we kicked one of those field goals that we didn't kick going try to go points. We win that game. We win that playoff. Uh, or like you said, it just was referring to. Jonathan Taylor will get the ball to him 3 times in a row and we'll gain about 20 yards. And he'll pull Taylor out of the game, and you might not see Taylor for 2 more series. He could go the rest of that series, end up kicking a field goal or punting, come back out for the next series, and you still might not see Taylor back in the game sometime. It just don't make no sense. You have one of the best running backs in the league. Beat him. Well, one game against Tampa, or not Tampa, Baltimore a couple years ago. We were right there with Baltimore, and Taylor gets a big run and fumbles the ball. And he didn't play Taylor the rest of the damn game. And then we started getting from the point he took playing Taylor, we started getting blown out. That's when we were sitting at the sports book, like, what the hell is he doing? It was like, and it was almost like one of them fluke fumbles too, where guy just he went in and hit the ball and hit it in the right spot. Yeah, it just sometimes it's game management, but then other times he seems like he's on point. Just I don't maybe he hasn't found his right quarterback that he but you thought it'd been Wentz. Success he had with Wentz. Or and we had we still have fools on our roster as well, don't we? In the backup? And yeah, we got- oh, that's a good, no, that's a good backup. You want a better. You want a veteran guy in there.
Something happened. A veteran with a
How's it going, Mike Hughes? The guy from ASAP. I think you've seen some of his stuff in there. If you haven't checked out Mike Hughes stuff, go check my he covers the Chicago Sky and WNBA. Just the interviews with Candace Parker and stuff that they've done from there. Yeah, they lost last night. He was there. That was in Chicago end of the season. Definitely watch. If you don't watch WNBA, if you haven't checked it out, give it a shot. 'Cause it's a fun brand of basketball to watch. It ain't like it used to be. If I don't piss people off, but it's not like the old women's basketball where there wasn't the athletes, there wasn't as much talent. You've got some talented athletes there in the WNBA now. Women's basketball's really changed over the last 10, 15 years. If you haven't given it a shot, give it a shot. I think more people would really enjoy it if they would check it out.
college basketball. Yeah. Competitive enough, better athletes there. So it's good.
They should. Well, before we get out of here, what's your predictions for the game Sunday?
Coach 27-17.
27-17 Colts. I'm gonna go Colts. Spread 6.5, 7. I'm gonna go. What do you go? 7-13. I'm gonna go 30-13. I think our defense is going to play real well. Only thing that really scares me on our defense is a little bit Leonard being out. But our defense is. I'll be honest with you. This might sound weird, but I'd be more worried if Forrest Buckner was out of the game than I am if Darius Leonard's out just for one game. I've seen what happened our run game when Buckner ain't up in the middle. We can't stop nobody from running the ball. At least we don't have no other linebackers on our team that are as good as Leonard. We have some guys that can fill in and be, be all right when he gets back. Especially, like I said, I think this might be the only game that he missed for the season. I think this was more just precautionary. You haven't get to practice or anything. Let's get your air in your lungs, get you opened up a little bit, get back in a little bit of a shape before we just throw you out there. Yeah,
No,
we were in practice we were talking about a little bit how Singletary was running the ball hard.
I've been critical of that game.
It's gonna be fun, but yeah, looks like the Rams have a lot to figure out. Bills look like they might be a scary team.
Could be, but
Yeah, it's a long season.
You never know.
Got a bunch of college football tomorrow, UFC tomorrow, bare knuckle tomorrow. I still don't understand why they do it on the same day as the damn UFC, but
I do it a little bit earlier. Montana, they're doing it 9 o'clock at night.
yeah, I don't understand why you do it at the same time. Because you're hurting yourself. Because if it was earlier, I'd watch it before UFC, or even if it was later, I'd watch it. I'd watch it.
They got some good.
Yeah, so that's a good card. Bellator don't have none this weekend, but if you're a sports fan, a lot of sports on this weekend. Don't forget we're live tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern for UFC 279 watch along. The whole card has gotten changed. Now it's going to be Tony Ferguson against Nate Diaz in the main event. Maev's fighting Holland in the co-main event. They shuffled the whole card, but I think it's still going to be a pretty good card. So when we get on there at 8, we'll probably go ahead and give out my new predictions. All my old ones ain't shit no more. Yeah, probably done 2 hour show talking about UFC. And then an hour later, they changed everything. No, he has to work. He has to work night shift tomorrow. He's mad, and he's gonna miss half miss a little bit of the New England football game tomorrow. He has to work. No, Sunday. Sunday. Tomorrow night, he has to work Sunday during the day. He'll miss a little bit of football. So yeah, he wasn't very happy about that. He was talking about, well, I'm not gonna say what he said. I want to yell live.
No, don't do that.
We get a message. What you doing?
Yeah.
You got anything else before we get out of here for tonight?
No. Well, go.
Oh yeah, Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live. We'll probably go live a little bit before 1. We'll be definitely be live when the game starts. Join us for that. Then Monday we'll be back live at 6 o'clock. We'll recap Sunday's game and everything. If you don't have nothing else, we will see you guys hopefully tomorrow night for the UFC watch along. If not, we will see you guys on Sunday, hopefully at 1 p.m. Eastern for the football game. And we'll be back to our normal regular schedule starting on Monday. Appreciate everybody joining us. We will see you guys tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern or 10 p.m. Eastern for the UFC watch along, or 8 p.m. Eastern for UFC watch along, 1 p.m. Eastern on Sunday for the Colts game. Have a great night. We'll see you guys in.